The best lies mimic the truth, always. See, the best type of lies are the lies that make you think that they're true. Now, maybe you think that you know when you see a lie. In fact, a lot of us feel that way. I'm sure that you've been in situations where you're like, I know you're lying. In fact, I watched this movie the other day. It was a spy movie. It was really cool, a lot of intrigue and espionage and all that good stuff. And one of the spies, this big, bad spy guy, is like, I can smell a lie. I know when somebody's lying. I can see it on their face. I can smell it in their whatever body odor type thing. I can tell when somebody's lying. Can you? Can you really tell? You know, often it's hard to tell when somebody or something is lying because the very best lies mimic the truth. Not too long ago, well, pre-COVID, I had a couple come to our church. They were looking for answers, and they said, you know what? We want to know why you believe the way that you do. We know that there's right and wrong, and we don't believe the way that you do, so we want you to tell us why we're wrong. Because we know that there is truth, and we know that there are things that aren't okay. So why do you think that these things are not okay and these things are? It ended up being a fascinating conversation because they were looking at their life going, am I living a lie? Am I believing things that aren't true? Should I be thinking differently than I am? So they sought out somebody that didn't think the way that they did at all. And it was great for me to have a conversation with them because they were coming in with perspective that I don't have. And we had this conversation sitting outside of a coffee shop talking about why we viewed the world differently and asking the question, whose truth is true? Because there are a lot of things in this world today that are telling you they're true when they're not. And so we have to be very discerning because the best lies mimic the truth. And oftentimes we sit there going, well, I can tell you when it's a lie. I can tell you when it's wrong. I can tell you when it's not true. And that would be great. I wish everything was blatantly a lie. But there's more often than not things that are truthfully deceptive. Things that pose as the truth but aren't. So how do we discern? Well, for many of us, we discern by going off how we feel. Right here, this is the mode, the method by which we can tell somebody's lying, which is exactly what that spy was saying. I can tell in my heart when you're not telling the truth. But can we really do that? The answer is no, we can't. Because see, the heart is deceitful above all else, which is crazy because we go off of our emotions so often. We think rationally at times, and more often than not, we respond emotionally. And so we can tell when somebody's lying because I have a feeling, I just know. But our hearts are the things that deceive us more than anything else. And inside of us, that deception feels so true. And yet it's truthfully deceptive. Because our hearts can't always determine what's true and what's not. So we need something outside of ourselves to be able to tell us what's true and what's not. Do you have that thing in your life? Many of us don't. In fact, many of us, as we're sitting here today, rely so much on this part of ourselves telling us what's true that we believe more lies than we should. And so I'm going to challenge you this week. Find the thing outside of you that tells you what's true. For me, and for many Christians around the globe, the answer to that is the Bible. A source that's been reliable for 2,000 years that we can go to and ask the question, is this true or not? A source that I believe is never deceptive. It's always true, which can't be said of many of our sources in this world today. There's a lot of them that tell you they're being truthful, when in reality, they're deceiving you. So don't fall for the lies that feel like the truth. Rather, know what truth is. Find the answer. And I would encourage you, find that answer in the Bible so that we're in this world, the things that are truthfully deceptive will be seen because we have a lie detector. And we can apply it to our lives and make sure that we're following the true truth rather than things that feel like the truth. Hopefully you're having a great week. See you next week.